longer.
This is The Herd, wherever you may be and however you may be listening, live in Los Angeles, iHeartRadio, Fox Sports Radio, and FS1. Joy Taylor, now a full-fledged, full-time member of The Herd. It is great to have you. Yesterday, I was retweeting a bunch of stuff with Joy Taylor and cake and stuff, and people went crazy, and they really like you, and I knew they did. I just saw Skip Bayless in the hall, and I was like, in your face. Anyway, it's great to have you.
Thanks, God.
I didn't really say that to Skip Bayless.
Did you see the cake?
I had some cake.
Did you? Oh, you ate some?
Yeah, and I had to go to the dentist and pull 7 teeth. It was all sugar, but it was unbelievable.
Did you, do you watch Curb Your Enthusiasm?
I have. Why? What happened?
Oh, well, the cake was a picture of me dressed as Larry David.
Oh.
Dressed as Buck Dancer.
Oh, okay.
From Curb Your Enthusiasm.
Okay.
It was for Halloween.
Sheet cake. It was great.
It was good.
Not healthy, but great. I got a guest coming on in 5 minutes. Don't go anywhere. It's going to be a great guest because what he stands for shows you how impossible it is to be a pro athlete in America, how hard it is. And I'll talk about that in a second. But I want to start with this, and this is a real thing. According to Mark Stein, New York Times, not some random blogger making crap up, Mark Stein says Gregg Popovich will do business with the Lakers. Doesn't want to, but he will do business with the Lakers if they make the best offer. This is what we've been saying since the news came out Friday that Kawhi Leonard wants to be a Laker, and every other NBA guy said, no way, Celtics, Sixers. No. If an NBA star has a year left in a contract and gives a specific team, you got to do business with him. You got to do business with the Lakers. Because what general manager in the NBA is going to make a bunch of picks and a bunch of players and send them to San Antonio and get Kawhi with no assurance Kawhi is staying? And Mark Stein, quote, they clearly do not want to do business with the Lakers, but if the Lakers could assemble the best deal, San Antonio gets the most out of a trade from the Lakers. Mark Stein, real reporter, they would do the deal. By the way, this is my favorite kind of news. Don't mean to pat myself in the back, but go ahead, John.
Where Colin was right?
John, a little more sugar, please.
Damn, Colin was really right.
A little more, please.
Colin was so right, it's getting annoying.
Okay, there you go. Gregg Popovich, we called it. He was a bully. He's been a bully. You don't have to baby athletes. You don't. Maybe some, but you don't have to baby athletes. You can't bully athletes today. They got the internet. They got stronger agents. They have a voice socially, politically. You don't have to baby them. You don't have to coddle them. I don't want to hear, oh, you got to coddle these athletes. No, you don't. But you can't bully them. And coaches and GMs have been bullying athletes too long. It's a new world. They have a voice. They have a following. There's transparency. And Gregg Popovich, middle of this season, sent out 2 of his messengers, 2 of his boys, Tony Parker and Mano, and they both questioned Kawhi Leonard's inability to play. And Steven Jackson came on our show. Do you remember what he said?
I wouldn't be surprised if this makes Kawhi want to leave. Because when your teammates going against you in the media like that, not having you back, you know that's coming from up top. Why would you want to be there?
Okay, this is Bill Belichick. You don't have to baby Tom Brady, but you got to give him an explanation why you didn't play Malcolm Butler. You got to give him a heads up. He's part of this operation too. He's your president, you're the CEO. Greg, can't send out Tony Parker, your messengers. You can't send out Manu Ginobili and rip him. Doesn't work that way. You tried to bully him. You don't have to baby him, but you can't do that. And Kawhi Leonard's had enough and does not want to play anymore with San Antonio. Okay, I want to shift gears to this. There was a survey that I stumbled upon about 10 years ago. May have been 8 years, may have been 12 years. It was roughly a decade ago. I was at the other place. And I've referenced this story multiple times. Joy Taylor's brother was an NFL Hall of Fame player. He is big and he is strong. He was dominant in high school. And he was dominant in college. And he was dominant in the NFL. But the survey came out and said 75% of men in America, showing you the delusion of men, thought they would have been a pro athlete if not for an injury or a coach that had it out for them. Now,
It's amazing.
Isn't it amazing? Go to Twitter sometime. Look at guys. The delusion of men. Now, Joy, your brother, who is 6'5", 6'4".
He's 6'6". He grew 2 inches in college, actually.
Okay.
He was scrawny and skinny in college.
Okay. And where did he go to college?
Akron.
Okay. And then all of a sudden, he started getting really good and really strong and really dominant. And then he goes to the NFL and he becomes a Hall of Famer. And that's what a pro athlete looks like. I've been in the room with Jason Taylor. He does not look like a car insurance salesman. He doesn't look like any of my friends. And my friends are in shape. He doesn't look like any of them. Pro athletes don't. My next guest is interesting. My next guest threw a no-hitter in the Little League World Series. So he was bringing gas at 11. And then he went to high school, where he compiled 7,000 yards and 70 touchdowns. And then he went to college, where last year he had 114 catches to lead the nation. Little League stud. He didn't just throw a Little League no-hitter. He threw a Little League World Series no-hitter. He wasn't just good. He wasn't just, there he is right there. He wasn't just good in high school. 7,000 yards, or excuse me, 4,000 yards. No, it was 7,000 yards, 70 TDs. He wasn't good in college. Of the 120 Division I football programs, he led the nation in catches. And he was the last guy drafted in the NFL draft. Let's bring him on. Trey Quinn, wide receiver, Washington Redskins. By the way, they call this pick Mr. Irrelevant. And your entire life, you've been incredibly relevant for every team you played on. Can I ask you this? Is it weird, because you've been this great, that you get this? Now, you did get a Rolex. You do get a free trip to Disney. And you do get some sort of trophy. But the name is not the most complimentary. How does it sit with you?
I think starting off, you're just looking for the opportunity. But if they want to label me as Mr. Irrelevant, I want to make it as relevant as possible. And that's kind of the what I'm stepping forward to is I'm going to work my tail off, work like I'm the number one pick or I'm the last pick. I just want the opportunity to get out there and make plays. And like you just said, I mean, I've been doing it at every level, and I don't expect to stop now.
Now, you could have gone undrafted and had a choice where you went. Now, there's been the argument for years that players in the 7th round, some would rather be undrafted and pick a spot. I actually think you found the perfect spot because you have a veteran quarterback who loves underneath routes and an offensive-minded coach. You also have a great tight end, real running backs. I kind of think I think you're going to make the league. I mean, I think Washington works for you. You were just at an OTA with Alex Smith, weren't you?
Right.
How did it go?
It's a good situation. He already has the respect for the locker room, which is, I mean, I don't know how to compare it to any other NFL locker rooms, but it was cool walking in the first day and everybody's, treating him like he's the man, and, he's acting like he's the man in charge, which is awesome to see. But it's special to come from college, and now you see Alex Smith, and he's putting the ball right where it needs to be every time. Crisp, good spiral, and it's it's kind of that shock at first, but now I'm starting to get used to it, and it's just good being in the locker room around some good teammates. I got a lot of good receivers to learn from, and Coach Gruden wants to sling it around, so it's a good situation and a perfect little slot for me.
Did you screw up at all with Alex? He's this 10-year veteran. You're this rookie. Did you run a bad route or something?
I think the first route I ran with him, it was against Skandrick.
Orlando Skandrick.
Yep,
yeah.
And he had a little inside leverage on me. I was trying to get inside on him, but I couldn't get in. Like Alex wants me to, but he pulled me aside immediately after that. I was like, look, try and get in on the side on that fight, and I'll throw you open. But just a little something like that was the first interaction we had was him, critiquing my route a little bit, which was, I mean, I need all the critiquing I can. I'll take all the information in and spit it back out the best I can. But that was our first, I guess, play together right there.
So Trey Quinn, Washington, the last guy drafted in the NFL. They call it Mr. Irrelevant. Now, a couple of guys have played. One guy was a kicker and actually had a decent career. Most guys don't end up as a last pick in the draft being significant. But it should be noted, half the NFL half the rosters right now are undrafted players. So if you have the game and you work hard, half this league is guys that weren't drafted. Take me to, because you are, how big are you, Trey?
I'm like 6'5", 220. No, I think I was 5'11" at the combine.
Okay, 5'11", what do you weigh?
About 200.
Okay, there's a lot of guys listening to my show that are 5'11", 200. Now, Joy Taylor's brother, I've been with him. He doesn't look like anybody. Okay, he's 6'6", 2 whatever. There, you would walk into a room and you wouldn't immediately be, oh my God, there's LeBron, there's Magic.
No, it's happened before already. I'm another front office guy everywhere we go. So
they think you're like a sales guy.
Yeah, I'm just there. I'm there with PR and the media relations. Yeah, I'm right there. If I'm a player, I'm a kicker. So
okay. So you're a dominant little league player, a dominant high school player, dominant college, and in each step, there's that period where you adjust to the new group of players. From 12-year-old football to high school football to college football, is the gap college to pro greater or less than?
As far as going to high school
was it harder high school to college or college to the NFL? Which one is more jaw-dropping?
I think it'd be so far, I'd say high school to college because, I mean, with the weight room, the addition of like the intensity, you also have classes and all that stuff. But granted, we haven't gotten the pads yet, and I'm looking forward to getting into pads and kind of knocking it around with the big guys. But so far, I'd say high school to college. But I might have a different answer for you come a couple months.
But I think you're not the first person to say that. Is that high school, rural high school team to legitimate Division I program? I mean, my high school barely had a weight room, but these days in college football. I mean, you went to LSU, SMU, and NFL. LSU got big boy facilities.
Absolutely.
In fact, I would argue half the college teams have better facilities than NFL teams.
I've heard that before. I'd probably agree with you on that.
Yeah. By the way, LSU's got a ton of NFL defensive backs in the league. So you've already played against a ton of NFL guys at LSU.
Right. Yeah. I've got the reps against Jalen Mills with the Eagles. I might get him again in upcoming season. Tre'Davious White. Jalen Collins, I mean, all the names out there.
Oh, so. The guy for the Bills?
Tre'Davious White, yep.
Yes.
Yep.
Oh, he's a big-time guy.
Yeah, that's my guy. We had a couple battles back in the boot, so, yeah, that's my guy right there.
Okay, his name is Trey Quinn. We're rooting for him. I think it's a great story. And just again, no-hitter Little League World Series, 70 touchdowns in high school, most catches in college football, last guy picked. For you, 75% of men before we introduced him that think, God, if it wasn't for that cranky high school coach, I'd be a pro. This is the struggle. And by the way, I think in today's NFL, Trey, the slot receiver is the Cole Beasley position, right, which is probably what you're going to play primarily. Right. Every team in the league needs him now. You may have picked the right decade and the right years to play in this league. Do you think this morning you have a shot to make the team?
Absolutely. No, I'm going to go in there and earn it every opportunity I get. And I'm going to try and take full advantage of it. I expect to, make plays for the team and be able to make an impact this fall.
Good stuff. Good meeting you, man. By the way, Cole Beasley went to SMU as well.
SMU pony up.
Good stuff. Hey, around the corner, Baron Davis will be joining us. If you're going to a game or a concert this summer, you want tickets. Father's Day just happened on Sunday. There are these opportunities to buy gift packs, to buy tickets, not just for sports, for concerts, for theater, for comedy. Go to SeatGeek. SeatGeek is an app. Download the app. It is the #1 place on the web and among apps to get fully guaranteed tickets. Okay, they search the sites and they grade every ticket based on value. And so you are helped immediately identifying the best seats that fit your budget. Every purchase fully guaranteed. Shop for tickets with utter confidence. And just make SeatGeek your go-to ticket source for everything, sports and concerts, comedy and theater. I downloaded the SeatGeek app to my phone, 2 taps, 90 seconds later. Voila, you need seats, get them there. Best of all, my listeners get $20 off their first SeatGeek purchase. Download the app, enter the promo code HERD, H-E-R-D, $20 off your first SeatGeek purchase. SeatGeek, life's an event. They've got the tickets.
Don't miss the summer's #1 news.